Yo, what's up, y'all, and welcome back to Grapple Beam Gaming.
Hey.
Yep. So we are here today talking about a very, very important topic that just kind of came out of nowhere.
Like left field.
Yeah. So Nintendo decided to drop the announcement very casually on Twitter of all places, saying that it's Shigeru Miyamoto and that they're making the Zelda film. I'm sure you guys already heard of it. At this point, everyone online's already talking about it. So let's just kind of get into our overall thoughts between us and just kind of see, you know, what is this movie even gonna be like? How did you take the announcement after hearing about this, Shoto?
I didn't even think it was real for a second because
Yeah.
I woke up from a nap after I got off work and I look on my phone and I see everyone talking about a Zelda movie, and I was like, what? And I watched like enough people talk about it, and they all say the same thing. I'm like, oh, this is really happening. So my initial thing was doubting it, and then after seeing that was real, extremely hyped. Like just running around the house, like, yo, everyone, look at this. Like, yo, what?
Yeah, because I actually wasn't even there when you saw it, but when I saw it, I actually thought that my mind for some reason went to that, like, maybe it could be Nintendo account got hacked on Twitter, because that's the thing that could happen. And I didn't actually believe it until I saw a bunch of different people online talking about it and that it was actually real. But initially, I just kind of went straight to denial, and then after I found out that it was real, I was just kind of like crazy, like had the reaction everyone else had when they found out.
Because it's like a lot of people have been like thinking about a live action Zelda movie for like years now. Like it's been a thing that people have been thinking about so much. It's like, imagine if this were to happen. Imagine if this were to happen. And finding out that it's happening is kind of like unreal. It's like, whoa.
It's been like it's been the Nintendo fans' dreams. Honestly, like for years, like it's always been, hey, I really want a Mario movie. I really want a Zelda movie. Those are like, and then a lot of people talk about like Smash, Kirby, and Metroid, things like that.
Yeah.
But we always knew that it would have to be Mario and Zelda first. So to some extent, I'm not surprised. And then to another side, I'm really, really surprised, especially knowing that it's going to be a live action film, which kind of throws a wrench in the whole kind of plan that I thought they're going with. But I'm happy, honestly, because Zelda could work, I think, in animated or live action. It's one of those series that could pivot.
The only other one that I could see in live action would have to be Metroid.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I feel like Metroid, especially with the tones. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be real cool.
Just obviously not Mario after
Yeah,
that
definitely
original
not
film.
Mario. Maybe Kirby if they try to say that he's an alien and he goes to Earth or something, but that's more like, could be an anime. Fire Emblem would be a lot of actors.
Oh god, yeah.
It'd be a lot of actors. So Zelda makes a lot of sense to be live action.
A Fire Emblem movie wouldn't even have any famous people.
God,
But
no.
I know that Disney's making a live action Lilo and Stitch. I think that would probably be similar to how they would
Like
do
a
a Kirby movie.
yeah.
Yeah, almost just like
Yeah.
a kid who finds Kirby landed on Earth or whatever planet the story would take place on.
I would need for them to mention Popstar, and that's not it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of them like retconning a story to tell a certain story. But I'm getting off topic. My bad. This live action Zelda movie.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, this is all just we're just geeking about Nintendo stuff. The lore of Zelda is a lot more prevalent than the lore of a lot of other series too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna introduce that on big screen and actually have that as a focal point of a film.
I really wonder if they're going to get into like timelines, or like if this is going to be a whole new Zelda
Oh
thing.
my god, I really hope that they just have it be completely detached from the games.
That would
almost
be good.
not in a way that's
Unrecognizable.
yeah, not in a way that is like too different from any game, but I kind of want it just to be the stuff we know from Zelda just condensed down to a movie. I don't want it to be 3 different storylines to keep track of, because that's not going to work for a movie.
No, I feel like if they try to keep it like its own original story, that means that they could pull from a lot of different characters from a lot of different timelines and kind of make their own version of a Legend of Zelda story. That would probably be what I would recommend. Like, I like Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword, so if they were to like mix those two together, or even add some other characters and stuff from other games, that would be really, really interesting for me.
Yeah, I would love that if they kind of just add a little bit. That's kind of also what they did for the Super Mario Brothers movie, because the Mario Brothers series is kind of, I guess, one-dimensional with the storytelling most of the time. Until recently, it's been Princess Peach gets kidnapped, Mario Brothers needs to save her. There's not a lot you could do there. Whereas in Legend of Zelda, true Ganondorf is usually the villain, or some iteration of Ganon is usually the villain of it, but you have a lot more diversity in the villains and of the stories that actually unfold during the course of the game versus, hey, this is like a cutscene at the beginning of the game and cutscene at the end of the game. The story of Zelda takes place throughout the entire
experience.
Yeah, throughout the entire journey.
Dude, I'm just thinking about like the different characters that they could have. Cause again, if they don't do a particular timeline or like a segment of Zelda's history, they could kind of just like bring in, you know, like the champions, or they could do a story with, you know, just like Varuda and like different like characters from Ocarina of Time. Like if they want to have fun and just bring in classic characters or new characters or just both, they could like whoa.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Shoto, do you think that they would end up doing a Breath of the Wild movie? Because Breath of the Wild is kind of a game that a lot of people experience the Zelda series do for the first time. Do you think that they'd start off with that, or do you think they'd start off kind of just ground one and not have it be based off of anything else?
I feel like if they were to follow a game, they should follow the first Legend of Zelda game of
I get that.
90s. That would probably make a lot of sense. I could see them doing Breath of the Wild because that's the new popular one, but I just need to see Link in that green, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. Because he looks a lot more different in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
But I mean, I guess I asked the same question for you. Like, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I do want them to kind of do something similar to. I mean, of course, I would say this, but I want it to be somewhat similar to like maybe Hyrule Warriors 1, where like how Link's design and everything was in that game, and how the story is just kind of able to tell a unique story, but not be confined to just like that one, you know. I want it to be Ocarina of Time, the game, or Skyward Sword, the game, because Zelda just has so much story that even if they were to do a trilogy, like many people already think they're gonna do, I think they could just kind of hint towards different things. Because if you look at the Zelda timeline, like the release schedules of all the games, you could kind of tell that Nintendo was like squeezing different things and different hints in after the fact, like in Tears of the Kingdom, where they kind of go over the origin of Hyrule. Since we already have all the games out now, we could actually just, you know, hint towards different things that are going to happen down the line, because we know what's going to happen. You know, so like a lot of the shady stuff within, you know, the Hylian royal family and the Sheikah clan, Yiga clan. Movie 1, they could already kind of start leaning into that, or showing different hints or nods, or even
people already seen it.
Yeah, even just a little Easter egg goes a long way to get people speculating, because that's the thing I'm a really big fan of online, is just kind of seeing different people in like the community who have different theories for like Zelda theories and things like that. It's always super cool to see how close they are, and even though a lot of them don't even come true, for the ones that do, it's like galaxy brain.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, how do you see that coming?
Yeah,
like,
I really want that speculation there. And that's something that I guess wasn't really there too much in the Mario movie, because again, the stories for Mario are more straightforward, but Zelda, I want to be like eyeballing this movie and just finding references to the game and also like lore pieces.
Oh, dude. Like, if they actually have like legit video game references, I want to see like power-ups. That could also give us a hint for like, if they show like, you know, the Gale boomerang, it's like, okay, this is, you know, the beginning of the Zelda timeline, because he got that in Skyward Sword. So this is like the youngest version of Link and everything. Like, even if they start doing stuff like that, like even as the power-ups, so we could kind of make it like, okay, this is like this point when he's still learning what Fi and like, you know, different characters in this era, then that'd be really hype.
Yeah, I really do wonder how that's going to be in live action too. I really hope they don't kind of lean into it being really realistic, because it's going to be a fantasy movie, and almost in some ways really dark and in other ways really lighthearted. So, you know, I wouldn't be mad at all if they just kind of had him like he puts on the power ring and it changes his outfit white and then he gets stronger. You know?
Oh, definitely.
Stuff like that. It's gonna be like so cool to see how they go about doing it.
I feel like since is it Eiji Onuma?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He really likes his IP, so I could imagine he would probably do the nice little touches of like, you know, if you like put up a bomb towards the wall, it opens up a dungeon, and that's how Link finds the first dungeon, like in the old game. So cool. Like, yeah, I could very well see them doing a lot of original references like that. And if you get it, then you're gonna make, oh yeah, I get this reference, like different things like that.
Yeah, especially with all of the like, you know, bosses and things that can have, and like maybe the whole way how he finds a dungeon is actually just by blowing up a wall or something.
Yeah.
Planting a bomb up against the wall, that could be a really cool classic Zelda
I would
Easter egg.
love it if they actually had it like Link just like messing around after he finds like buys a bomb. Like in the old game, you buy the bombs and you're just like kind of like dropping them everywhere, and then you hear the and then like the door opens up. It's like whoa, and Link goes into the first dungeon on accident, because a lot of people, myself included, kind of find dungeons on accident, especially in the old game, because there was not a lot of like, you know, direction there. It was just like him exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost think they would have to have like a Navi type character, or like
True.
A lot of the time Link kind of does have an assist character to kind of help him. I don't think that with the format that Zelda has in the games, I don't know how it would work in a movie where it's just, you know, like, of course I would love to see it, like see Link just see Link in Hyrule, see Zelda, see Ganon. That's already enough for me.
Yeah.
But a part of me does kind of wonder how it would be just seeing that for, you know, the movie, like with him finding out where different Hyrule locations are and like different Hyrule secrets.
Yeah.
I wonder, are they going to add in a character similar to Navi, where it kind of leans and points him into the right direction, or someone who he could actually talk to if Zelda does maybe get kidnapped or get, you know, captured by, you know, Ganon? Who's he going to be talking to, if he talks at all? Because we don't even know if he's going to talk yet.
Out of the games I played, I would much rather Navi, because Fi's kind of like annoying, and she talks a lot, so that in a movie format would be
and she doesn't talk.
Oh yeah, so I'm imagining,
weird.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm thinking about how much dialogue she has. Oh, that drives me crazy. So having her like not be talking and have to read it in a movie theater would be a lot.
Yeah,
I would much rather have like a Navi character kind of like guide you, and Navi's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think everyone, out of all the assists, I would probably say that Navi and Midna are probably the most popular. Yeah. Maybe I'll post, actually when this video goes live, I'll try to post a poll on the channels, and I'll just have like 4 of the different characters, and you guys can kind of go down there and vote and see which one wins. But I'm almost guaranteed it's going to be Navi.
Yeah, Navi.
It's going to be Navi first place, and then probably Midna second place. Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. Make sure to vote on that. But Navi is definitely my number 1 pick. I can't walk into Hot Topic without seeing a Hey Listen shirt.
You know,
I can't listen to Lo-Fi without hearing Hey Listen mixed into the mix.
Or even like just like her, like they have like Navi earrings with the little fairy on it.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, she's very, very popular.
And she's in Smash, kind of.
She is in his town, huh?
Yeah, for my old favorite character, Young Link. That's actually how, just rewinding a little bit, that's how we actually found the Zelda series.
Oh man.
Is little backstory. Through Super Smash Bros. Melee, that was like one of the first games that we ever played, and I was just like, I fell in love with the character Young Link, because I was like, oh yeah, he's a kid like me, and he's cool, and he's going on adventures. Even though I didn't understand the character, I thought he was a Mario character, because at that age everyone was Mario. And from there I just kind of like found another game, which is also kind of a not a game you would think of when you think of a good first Zelda game, but I think it's an amazing game, and I still like invested like so many hundreds of hours into this game. I actually started playing through Hyrule Warriors 1. And that game, it's so good. And I've tried not to talk too much about it, but I already started talking about it earlier. I could probably make a whole nother just podcast talking about how much I love Hyrule Warriors 1 and why it's the best Warriors game.
We played the mess out of that game.
We played that so much, like hours, like every single day for like a couple of years, honestly, and then we rebought on Switch. But that's actually a really good first Zelda game because it does introduce you to all the characters and also a lot of music. So a lot of the Zelda tunes that you kind of hear in like a lot of stuff, which will probably happen also in the movie, you kind of hear those and see those a lot in Hyrule Warriors. So I always love that. So to some extent, I do want the Zelda movie live action to be similar. That's why I meant earlier when I said I want it to be similar to Hyrule Warriors. I want it to be like that within like the music and even like some of the character design.
Oh, and another thing I really like about Hyrule Warriors is the fact that they almost made another version of Link. Like Link, Zelda, and
that's a good point.
So they could do something like that. I would be very here for that. Because that's probably one of the best like versions of Link's outfit I like, and Zelda outfit looks really cool.
Yeah, I love that design for Zelda.
Yeah,
and Ganon. Yeah, Impa and Ganon. Like
man,
that game slaps
had
so good.
so many interesting designs.
Honestly, just port over like. Well, don't port over. I do want it to be unique and new.
Yeah.
But oh my god, if they do anything on that level, I'll be so happy and satisfied. I really hope they don't make it like cringy elf guy or like Peter Pan or something.
Yeah, like lame. I feel like Zelda had his own identity, and if they were to change it,
yeah, Zelda fans would definitely cry
we won't
it.
like that. We won't like that.
Yeah.
So, like. Oh man, I just like also think about like different enemies and the different like monsters that could be there, like the bokoblins and moblins and Skelphos, like the Zalphos.
Do you think that they're gonna be like CGI, or do you think they're gonna be like? A part of me thinks about like the Star Wars approach, where it's like 20th century, but everyone's in costumes.
I mean, honestly, why not both? I feel like Star Wars has really good costume pieces that look like actual aliens. I'm not against. I will say you could do a lot more with CGI. It's a lot. You
could definitely see in Star Wars some scenes, especially on like the TV shows. They'll have like they'll have some people in costume next to some people in CGI, and you can kind of spot it a little easier that way. But that would work pretty well for Zelda.
Yeah, especially for like the bigger like the bosses. Like if they want to play a Haynox game, like the giant Cyclops dudes, they're gonna have to be CGI.
There's not a costume big enough.
They're not a costume for a 18-foot dude. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like the different enemies is something I'm also looking forward to.
That actually like makes me hype for like Ganondorf too,
dude.
Because Ganondorf is gonna have to be played by like an actual person unless they go with like Ganon, the pig Ganon.
Which would be cool. I feel like probably stay with Ganondorf because I feel like he's really popular. And then even have him transform into Ganon at the end, like Ocarina of Time.
Which I'm sure critics are gonna love when that happens. Like,
they did not understand the Mario movie. They did not understand this.
I was reading the reviews for the Mario movie. They don't understand gaming
Fantasy,
quite yet. So that's gonna be interesting when the big bad just turns into a pig at the end of the game.
Yeah, with a spear.
Pig with a spear. There you go. That's just how the big climax of the movie's gonna end. Like, that didn't happen to Thanos. What is this?
I
don't remember this happening.
He used to be intimidating, and then he turned to a pig.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they go with like a kind of funny version of Link, and like maybe Link jokes that, have like Link be played by like. Oh my god. Have Link be played by Tom Holland and have that happen, like he's turned into a pig, like, oh, you used to be scary, what happened?
And he just fires off a laser from his mouth, just breathes fire. Ganon's pretty powerful.
He's like the most threatening out of the Nintendo villains. I feel like he's the one who I would say is like pure evil. Yeah. Even Bowser is like kind of like silly with like singing Peaches, and he's wants to fall in love with Peach, or he wants Peach to fall in love with him.
Ganondorf is like evil. He will like destroy your nation. Like he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
he's very bad.
he has a hatred for Link, Zelda, and Hyrule at this point.
Yeah, oh man, he is very interesting.
Yeah, I really wanted to see Do you, I want to see who they're gonna cast as Link.
Yeah.
I did joke and say Tom Holland, but Tom Holland is already like Spider-Man. Obviously, that's like his his big role.
Yeah.
And he was also Nathan Drake, who's another
Which is a
video game character.
So
That's a lot of video game characters.
yeah.
Big characters under your belt.
That would be I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. They could do a no-name actor too. Like, give someone a chance to be famous.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not mad at that idea. I was talking to someone else. Like I did this announcement, and they said the same thing, where it was just like, I don't want Link to be someone who we know. We already seen actors do so many different roles. I want to see someone new have their own origin story with Link.
Yeah.
And I think that is somewhat impactful to have like a new actor who you haven't seen do like
a bunch of other stuff.
Action superhero stuff. Just younger guy who has like good acting skills, obviously.
Yeah, definitely good. That was kind of like a thing that kind of took me out of when The Rock was Black Adam. I was like, oh, you're The Rock. Like it kind of like it kind of just went there with it, like, oh wait, but you're this guy already.
You play Injustice, and it's like you play that.
Yeah.
You watch the movie, it's like,
oh, but you're The Rock.
Different character now.
Yeah, so definitely would be a fan of like Link being a no-name actor. Even Zelda too, like just like have like maybe all three of the Link, Ganon, Zelda just be new people.
Yeah, I've heard Anya Taylor-Joy should play Zelda.
That'd be hilarious if she plays.
Queen's Gambit went a long way. Man.
Just a bunch of princesses and queens and stuff. My God. I wouldn't be mad at it though. Again, honestly, I feel like she did really good as Peach, Princess Peach, and I feel like Zelda would be such a different character for her to play. I would be interested to see how well she could act that role, because Zelda's very different.
How do you feel about? Okay, what if instead of like them going with anyone else for Ganon, what if they just went with The Rock? Like if they actually just went with The Rock? Like,
oh man, what's the guy who played Knuckles?
Oh, it's just Elba.
He could do.
I hope I said that name right.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
But
I'll take the first step.
I feel like he could do a good Ganon. I feel like his voice and his stature is very menacing compared to like Link or someone who's playing Link. If they could have two new people for Link and Zelda, have him play Ganon. I will pull for him.
I didn't catch how tall he was.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah, if you look it up, he's actually a pretty tall guy. And I've been seeing that because of the Netflix fan cast fan that's out there and stuff. I was actually kind of looking into it. I'm like, yeah, you would actually.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been my first pick, but after seeing it, I'm not sure who else would really
like fit
with the voice and everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who else would be able to play it.
Yeah, I feel like he could. I feel like he could play a menacing character. Granted, we haven't seen him play a bad guy. I mean, he was in Hobbs and Shaw as a bad guy, but he wasn't really.
I love that.
He wasn't really menacing in that movie.
Yeah.
No one bought that, but I feel like he could do it, given like the right script, and like, hey. You're playing Ganondorf, King of Evil, very big, bad dude, super powerful, wipe everyone out. I feel like he could do that.
Yeah, and I guess he was kind of menacing as Knuckles, and we didn't even see his face
True.
there. So he's good at his voice acting.
I feel like that. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I feel like okay. Now I'm definitely.
He was kind of not smart as Knuckles, but I mean, to some extent, like that's kind of just. I mean, that's obviously the character of Knuckles, but. Yeah. Ganon's gonna be just like that smart wise guy.
Evil. Yeah. I feel like he could do a good Ganondorf, and it would be very intimidating for Link. I like that.
Yeah, I want Link and everyone just be scared of him. Like every scene, it has to.
Have that
yeah, that thing.
Like kind of like that Thanos moment, like when you see Thanos on screen, it's like, oh snap, he's gonna destroy us.
Yeah. It takes a couple things to kind of make that villain kind of stand out, and I want people to walk away, if nothing else, like thinking like, man, Ganon was really well done.
Don't mess with him.
Because Ganon is like one of the most popular and most revered gaming villains and gaming enemies out there. Like when it's kind of like, oh man, if you're the name of Ganondorf, even from the outside looking in, if you don't know Zelda, you most likely know like, oh man, Ganon's bad.
Yeah. He's low key like the Thanos of gaming for villains, at least.
Yeah, like, he's the Thanos. He's the Darth Vader.
Yeah, like, oh snap, you're gonna destroy stuff. Like you're that guy.
Yeah, you should be afraid of this guy.
Yeah.
Even like in the games, like Zelda's, you know, always like threatened by
she was
him.
Yeah, she never was like down with it. She's like, you have bad intentions.
From
You're
jump.
Yeah, even as a kid, she's like, you know what? This guy seems bad.
Yeah, something's not right with this guy.
He's up to something.
Her dad, like King of Rome's just like, oh no, you know, no, don't deal with him. Don't deal with him. He's bad. And she's right. He is just like, you know,
evil.
pure evil. So
Like,
Ganon has to really portray that in big screen. Like I want him to be like the villain that people think of.
yeah, I want the versus edits.
Oh yeah,
with Ganon.
yeah, like the YouTube shorts that are popular right now, where it's like all the different like scenes from movies just kind of like smashed together with like some type of music and stuff.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
That's how,
giant
that's
Idris
like
Elba comes out.
Yeah,
giant
you know.
costume with orange hair.
Like, dude, the merch for this movie will do well because people like buying Legend of Zelda stuff. So having live action Link and Zelda and Ganon, like clothes, hats.
Oh, don't say that,
Dude,
Oh,
money.
man.
You could print this. This is the type of stuff that will like push Marvel to the side. I'm not gonna say they'll take them out because like everyone's trying to take out Marvel.
Yeah,
But it will definitely still the light.
Yeah, I'm looking at the amiibos I bought earlier today, where it's the Ganon and Zelda holding the Master Sword, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna take a lot of money from me.
Yeah,
if they start marketing the movie
very,
and
very
stuff like
profitable.
that, it's gonna be so expensive.
Yeah, and I would definitely buy all of it because I love Legend of Zelda merch. It just looks cool.
It's so good.
I have a Master Sword. I don't use my Master Sword, but I have it.
Yeah, well, what would you use it for the record?
Ganon? I don't know.
If the Ganon, say the games are actually based off of like historical events. If Ganon ever does come through, I'm sure that the one sword that you bought is going to be the actual one that's going to defeat him.
It's styled after Ocarina of Time, so that's bonus points.
Yeah, you from the future maybe might come through and
To
get
give me
the
a
sword. Yeah, like
time to fight.
lock yourself in this room when the doors open. 7 years will have passed.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the merch is gonna sell. Man, it just is kind of weird because I feel it's like this can't be real, but it's real. You know?
It's finally real.
It's finally happening.
That's so weird. It's
Wow.
it's so weird, but also expected.
Yeah.
Like I knew that eventually, like Nintendo did say that they're opening different studios and they're gonna try branching out the Nintendo branding. And a part of that is obviously making movies because again, they're they have all these different movie developing studios and things like that. Which is kind of funny that they went with Sony to do it.
Yeah.
Sony of all people.
The rival.
The rival.
Nintendo and Sony.
Different division, but when I see Nintendo X Sony, it's gonna
be hilarious.
Scratch people the wrong way. Like what?
I thought you guys don't work together.
Yeah, you guys hated each other a second ago. Now you guys are making movies. Nintendo doesn't do that, or they didn't do that before.
They are now.
I wanted them to do movies, and then now, like, literally, go back to the first video on this channel. It was literally a video of just, I believe the video was titled, "How the Mario movie will influence the future of Nintendo," something along those lines.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, within the same year that we got the release of that movie, we already had the announcement of the next big thing. So it's like,
It's crazy.
the hype cycle just repeated
keeps going,
itself,
man.
just like that.
Wow.
Before we get done talking about the Mario movie, which I literally just watched a couple days ago, we're already talking about the Zelda film.
That's crazy.
And
that's another thing is that we don't know when it's coming out. It could be like 2 or 3 years, but still, like, it's just very fascinating. Like, even if it is like 2 or 3 years out, it's just fascinating as a fan knowing that something is coming.
yeah.
Dude.
We were just talking about Tears of the Kingdom, and now we're talking about this whole other
movie.
thing. Before the next Zelda game, we're getting
Another.
I mean, I guess depending on when it comes out. So it's 2023 right now.
Yeah.
So 2024, no. 2025, no. 2026,
Maybe.
maybe. But like when you look at the developers, it's gonna have a really big budget, and it's gonna be a really big project for
It's
them.
gonna be
And I think Nintendo really, really don't want to mess this up.
No.
So we're probably not gonna get another Nintendo, like maybe like a small like Netflix show or something in between of like Star Fox or something, but probably not. Honestly, I think this is gonna be
Like the main
all hands on deck.
Yeah, like they're all focusing on this one.
So it's probably gonna come out like sometime in like 2026,
2026,
7.
I
I hope not 7. That's so long.
That's another thing too is I'm trying to temper my expectations because I don't want to say like it's gonna be a million years because movies they take a while to make. Yeah, they take like a long time to make, but when we hear that movie's coming, that means that we have 2-3 years, because that's when they're starting to do production. You know, they kind of let us know, like, hey, by the way, guys, we're starting to like do this and shoot this and film this and start like thinking about certain things to get to that point. They were probably in works for years, and now since we're hearing about it, that's kind of like a sign of like, oh snap, it's happening.
Yeah, like Miyamoto said that he's been kind of trying to make this a thing for years, so at least that's gonna be a good sign of where
Like
it's gonna
where
be.
we're going.
Yeah, it's not just gonna be people throwing stuff together. I truly believe that the only people who can make a good Zelda film is gonna be Nintendo.
Yeah.
So you definitely need Miyamoto there.
Definitely.
Hopefully Iji Aonuma has his hands somewhere on the project, but I think that other people would kind of make it, you know, different, because you do have a lot of creative freedom that you could potentially take because of how many different stories there are. But I think that in the somewhat confusing world of Zelda, Nintendo and Miyamoto understand the world that they're trying to kind of make in the game. So I have a lot of faith there. I'm just glad that Miyamoto's going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be really fun when that comes out.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's discussion. Not usually the content that we have on here, but
It's a little change of pace.
yeah, change of pace. This was so exciting that we literally paused our recording session of Mario Wonder to do this. So we're gonna go back and record episode 8 of Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and we will see you guys in the next video. If you guys do want to watch that, that should be on the channel soon. I don't know, because we have to edit that video, and we're gonna post this video, so who knows how this will fall. So yeah, we are hyped, and we will see you guys.
All right, see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.